What's up guys, Gacha Club Sarah here. So if you've been keeping up with my recent videos, you know that I have a Wattpad account. You can follow me at Slytherin4Life321 if you wanna. And my past few stories on this account have actually been getting really good views. I'm so glad that people like my writing, and so I figured, why not do a writing tips and tricks video? Just a warning though, these are all my personal opinion. You may totally disagree with me, and that's okay. You're free to leave if you want to. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Okay, so a majority of what I write are fan-made stories based on multiple series. I prefer the term fan-made stories over fanfiction because the word fanfiction seems to have a lot of weird and dirty stuff associated with it, according to my older sister at least. Oof, says the girl who literally has the word fanfiction in one of her story titles. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, I write a lot of fan-made stuff that ranges from Phoenix Wright to The Lion King to YouTubers. It's kind of all over the place. I guess the first thing that I want to focus on is speed of the story, maybe? I'll show you what I mean. Let's use the popular adopted by YouTuber sort of story in this example. For the YouTuber, we'll use Brizzy voices. Okay, so I see this with a lot of stories, on Wattpad especially. The idea will seem great. I'd love to read a story about being adopted by a YouTuber, as long as it has a plot line that's not over in 2 seconds. I'll show you what I mean. So let's say that our main character is me, and I'm in an orphanage like the MC usually is, and then one day, Brizzy comes looking to adopt a kid. That's a pretty good start to the story. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to add the fact that the MC is usually the hated child of the orphanage. So we've got our start. Unfortunately, this is how most of the stories turn out. I wish I was adopted. It doesn't help that Miss Hannigan hates me. I'm probably going to have to go without dinner tonight.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And this is the room where we keep the teenage girls. Hey, you look lonely and like Miss Hannigan hates you. Are you okay? Oh my gosh, you're Anna Brisbane, aka Brizzy Voices! Miss Hannigan, can I talk to you for a second? Pack your bags, Sarah. You're adopted. Nani? One of the main things wrong with this scene is that not only was it pretty rushed, but unrealistic too. For one, I think the people that write stories like this may be watching too much Annie or the BFG or something, but newsflash, orphanages are not usually neglectful towards the children that live there. It would be more like Meet the Robinsons. The person in charge of the place would be trying to get every child a chance to get adopted, and they don't send them to bed without dinner. They're like a parent sort of figure at the orphanage, and want every child to know that he or she is special. That set aside, I also don't think that you would just not know that Brizzy was at the orphanage until she walked into the room that you happened to be in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that someone at the orphanage would realize that a famous YouTuber was there looking to adopt, and that the news would spread like wildfire. You probably knew that she was there by the time you actually saw her in the orphanage. Also, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen if you're going to get adopted. Paperwork, house inspection, all that legal stuff. So knowing this, why don't we, in a way, kind of make this the intro to a Gacha mini-movie? Another day without hope. I've been here 8 years already. Morning, guys. Ready for another day? Oh my goodness, Sarah, did you hear the news? What do you mean? What news? Is someone finally getting adopted?
Well, yes and no. Someone is here to see everyone and see if she wants to adopt, but you'll never believe who it is.
Oh my gosh, stop stalling and just tell me. It's Brizzy Voices, Sarah. The Brizzy Voices.
No way. Brizzy Voices coming to our orphanage?
Brizzy's a really famous YouTuber, known most for her impressions. She's also lent her voice talents for a few video games, and I think a short little animation for kids. How on earth could she be here?
Guys, you're not gonna believe what I just found out from Miss Hannigan. Brizzy's looking for a girl. That gives y'all more of a chance.
Bro, there are still like a gazillion girls here.
Still gives you a better chance than us, though. I'm kinda hoping she doesn't choose Butternut, though. I'm hoping that my siblings and I can stay together.
Ooh, perfect moment for another point. Make sure to introduce your characters in a good way, but not too many introductions at once. It's okay to introduce the other characters later on, but if you're just going to mention them like once because they have some significance to the story, let us know what relationship they have with the characters or with another character in the story, just so we're all on the same page. And it's okay to let people infer. With Gacha, it's easier to infer relationships because we have gestures and images to let us know relationships. Like because of the gestures my friends and I are making, and the way that we're talking to each other. You can infer that we're close friends. But if I was just reading this as a story and I didn't know who the heck Tattletale, Bully, or Sayori was, I would pull a dang that's a long name and go, I have questions. Okay, unpause. I'm sure she'll understand if you want to stay together, Tattletale. You're such a great big brother. I'm sure the twins want to stay with you as much as you do with them. Yeah, but Annette and Dewdrop love you, Tattletale. They wouldn't let themselves get adopted without you any more than you would let yourself get adopted without them. On another point, we should probably get some food before all the chocolate chip muffins are gone. I don't want to be upset for the rest of the day. Wow, we're not even to the adoption part yet, and this story's flowing so much better. Another point is which perspective you're telling the story through. I'm sure you remember from elementary school learning about first person, where you tell the story from one person's point of view, versus third person, where you tell the story from a narrator's point of view. Depending on what you prefer, either of these can be great ways to tell the story. However, I usually prefer third person. It may be shocking since some of my most successful stories are written in first person, but when you have first person, unless you switch point of views like every other chapter or so, you're pretty much limited to one character's thoughts and feelings. However, you can infer other characters' thoughts and feelings through what the main character notices. If a character gets really anxious while talking about a topic, then that character may have a bad past with that topic. If a character gets defensive all of a sudden, we can infer that something bad happened to them that associates with something that may trigger their rage. However, if we do it from third person, we're able to know all of the character's thoughts and feelings, because the story is not just being told through someone's point of view. And speaking of specific scenes for specific characters, man, I am killing it with these transitions today. Let's talk about something that I like to call slowing down the moment. You know how when something intense is happening in a movie and time kind of slows down around the characters and it seems like every little detail is being captured? Do that with some scenes in your stories. Here, I'll use a scenario from my Ace Attorney Next Gen as an example. About 5 minutes later, Copper received a knock at his door. Opening the door, he was terrified to see Caroline in the state she was in. Her normally curly black hair was drenched and frizzy, with some of it sticking to her forehead and neck. She was shivering, her hands on her arms as if she was attempting to keep warm. The gentle fishnet-like fabric on the top layer of her blouse was ripped at the left shoulder, revealing a deep, bleeding scratch. There was what looked like some sort of knife cut on her left hand, and the same sort of cut on her right cheek. Her black dress pants were drenched in either water or something else. On her right upper thigh and lower left calf, her pants ripped a bit in both places. She had small scratches all over her feet, and the black stilettos that she usually wore were missing. Her dark blue eyes, which Copper usually considered to be hypnotizing, now only showed one thing: fear. Still shaking, Caroline stammered, I'm sorry. She looked at the floor. I didn't know where else to go. And with that, she collapsed of exhaustion into Copper's arms. See, now wasn't that better than me just saying? Copper opened the door to find Caroline so badly hurt, he didn't know who could have done this. She then collapsed into his arms, exhausted and obviously in so much pain. While that was kind of nice, the first one helped me to paint a better picture in your mind, to let you know why exactly Copper was worried about Caroline. The music and sound effects were also a good touch, though. Okay, this video is getting a bit long, so I'll leave you guys on those tips for starters. Let me know if you want more tips and tricks when it comes to writing. If this video gets 30 likes, I'll make a part 2. I know that's quite a few considering how many subscribers I have, but I'll bet if you guys really wanted a part 2, you can make it happen. Although I am still waiting on 20 likes for more Gacha mystery riddles. Okay, rant over for now. Love you guys. Bye!